You want to be confident. I get it. Confidence is the best accessory that anyone can wear, but the problem is you're not confident. You overthink, you feel insecure, you're a people pleaser, and you second guess everything. So, how do we change that? Well, it's actually quite simple. Welcome back to the It Girl Playbook. Today, we'll be talking about how to build real confidence. Before building confidence, we need to understand why you lack it in the first place. I like to believe that confidence isn't something that you're just naturally born with. Rather, it's a characteristic that is built, and the reason that you lack self-confidence is because you lack evidence. What do I mean by that? You haven't built proof that you are who you say you are. Because think about it, self-confidence comes from being able to trust yourself, and the reason why you cannot even trust yourself is because the only person that has ever heard every single lie that you've ever told is you. Every action you make is a vote for the kind of person that you're choosing to be. And if your actions don't align with the version of you that you want to be, you'll always feel like a fraud. This is one of my favorite quotes from Alex Hormozy, I think, who said that confidence comes from having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. When you have this stack of proof, this person you want to be slowly becomes the person that you are. If you want to be smart and you stick to a routine where you prioritize your learning and someone comes along and calls you stupid, you now have the confidence to say, well, okay, that's your opinion. That is not fact. The fact is, I study, I read, I have all these awards, and I prioritize my learning so that I am the smartest version of myself that I can be. That is confidence. Which brings us to the second part of the episode where we learn to build that type of confidence. Start by keeping the promises you make to yourself. When you say something, follow through with it. If you're in school, this means studying when you say you will study. If you're working, this means getting the work done when you say you will. If you say you are going to work out, then be at the gym and follow through with it. Don't push it off and don't make excuses. You can start small and work your way up. You don't have to try to do everything perfect all at once. It's about building this track record of you following through on your own promises. You will learn to trust yourself and believe in yourself. If you know that you have what it takes to achieve something small, then you will learn to believe in yourself that you will have what it takes to achieve something big, and trust yourself that you will follow through on it. Also, try to do hard things on purpose, because confidence isn't built in comfort. Learn to be uncomfortable because it's showing yourself that you aren't afraid of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and you have what it takes to do hard things. It isn't about not being nervous or not being scared and not being anxious. It's about doing what needs to be done despite having those emotions. Challenge yourself, and you might even be surprised how much you're capable of, but you will never know if you never try. I used to be so incredibly shy. I could barely take orders at my family's restaurant. I remember the first few orders took me forever, and if a customer asked me anything, literally if they asked me what my name was, I would stumble on my words. But I continued taking orders and even pushed myself to make small talk with customers, and of course it was uncomfortable, but after a while, maybe like 2 years, I was able to hold a decent conversation with a stranger. To anyone else, this may seem silly that I can't even introduce myself without getting nervous, or that it took me 2 years to learn to hold a conversation, but that progress is so valuable to me, which brings us to our next point, which is to not compare yourself to others. Of course, we can look at others for inspiration if they have certain qualities that we think would be good to adopt, or if they have certain habits that we don't want, or they can inspire us to do better. But all this is to help you become a better version of yourself. You're not trying to be better than someone else, because confidence comes from within. It's from making your own progress and learning to trust yourself. But when you're constantly comparing yourself to someone else, you'll always fall short because you're not that person. There is that saying that comparison is the thief of joy, and that cannot be more true when you find yourself comparing yourself to someone who may be doing better, but maybe that person is way ahead of where you're currently at. Everyone has their own strengths, their own weaknesses, and their own goals that they want to achieve, which is why everyone's journey is so unique. Learn to appreciate and value that in your own uniqueness and your own journey by focusing on it instead of dismissing your own progress and only focusing on the negative. Another important tip that I would recommend is to improve your posture and your body language. I remember seeing the study where people were asked to force a smile and look at the mirror for 30 seconds. And after they did what they were told, their mood actually increased and when they were happier. And I think this is so valuable because it proves that we can literally manipulate our brain in ways that can build confidence as well. The way you carry yourself directly affects how you will feel about yourself. When you slouch, when you shrink yourself, or you avoid eye contact, your brain picks up on these cues and reinforce these feelings of insecurity. But if this is true, then the opposite is true as well. When you improve your posture and your body language, you signal confidence to yourself and to others. Another important point is to speak kindly to yourself. I think sometimes we forget how much weight our words actually hold. There is that famous saying that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, which highlights that your mindset determines your outcome, and it's the thoughts and the words that you feed your brain that determine your mindset. So if you keep saying things like, I suck, I'm stupid, or I'm not confident, you'll find yourself believing that because you will focus on things and do things that reaffirm what you believe. Your brain believes what you tell yourself repeatedly, so speak kindly to yourself. If you see the way that I talk to my parents, I'm literally so shameless. I remind them how beautiful, how smart, and how amazing their perfect daughter is, but the consequences of that is that I will always end up putting more effort into looking my best, into learning more, and doing things that reflect this image that I created for myself. We live up to our own expectations, so don't just speak kindly to yourself, but also speak nicely about yourself and who you are as a person. And last but not least, celebrate your wins and keep your proof. I'm currently working on my confidence in becoming better at what I do with YouTube. The more I learn, it's like a double-edged sword where I feel more confident because I'm learning more, but it's also so humbling because it makes me realize how much I don't know and how much more I need to learn. There are days that are definitely harder than others where I lack ideas, I feel stuck writing, it doesn't sound the way that I do, or the video just does not perform the way that I hoped. But I keep a wall of all of my achievements, the plaque YouTube sent me, I put that on my wall, and I even keep a list of screenshots that I took from all the kind words that you guys have left me in the comment, which I'm so grateful, by the way, to remind myself that, hey, I'm actually not as bad as I think I am. At least I helped one person. And so this is my stack of evidence and it keeps me confident. So whether you keep a journal or organize a photo album of the screenshots that you took, like me, or however you want to organize your stack of proof so that when you feel down and when you think you suck, you can take a look at your proof and be like, well, that's not true. I don't suck because the facts say otherwise. That is how you build real confidence. If confidence is a characteristic that can be built, then it is also a decision that you can make and start working towards. It really is that simple, but of course, simple doesn't mean easy. It takes time, it takes effort, and it may even get uncomfortable at times, but the result is you becoming a higher and more confident version of yourself, and that is really worth something. That's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you in the next one. And in the meantime, as always, stay hot. Bye.